Hi, everybody. It's me, life and relationship coach Danny A.
And I'm Steven Spikes.
And we are joining you today live on our Google broadcast to talk a little bit about our first two episodes of Black Women Don't Deserve to Be Loved and answer questions that was left by our viewers, you guys, for us to answer about the web series. Anything you want to say before we start?
No, I'm just happy to be here. Last week I thought was really cool, and you know, I know we've read a lot of comments, and some of you we've actually heard your voices.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So I thought it was really interesting, for us to just try to sit back and you know express our views on episode on 1 and 2.
Great. Episode 1 and 2, the characters' names are Donna and Candy, which is short for Candace. And with episode 1, we're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. What were your initial thoughts when you read the chapter in the book that we ended up using as episode 1?
My initial thoughts, I thought it was amazing. A lot of times, I see relationships that of people that I know, and no one ever talks about codependency and the negative effects that it can have on a relationship. Yeah, it has its positive benefits to here and there, but sometimes some relationships that are very codependent are very very unhealthy for a relationship, and unfortunately, neither party knows how to leave or wants to leave. What are your initial thoughts?
When I wrote Candy, I was actually in a place following all the statistics, not only from Yale, but from other resources about Black women and codependency in relationships. And I looked up what codependency was. And most psychologists do not recommend, it's actually, codependency is very unhealthy, but we never talk about it. You often hear women say, I want a man that doesn't want me, but he needs me. But do you really understand what that means? And also, I think Candy touched a little bit on side chicks and how side chicks seem to be winning more so than, I guess you would say, the wife or the main chick nowadays. Side chicks are kind of texting when they want, coming and going when they want, getting the attention that they want. And it's almost like Malik successfully lied his way out of the situation, if I had to say so myself. One of the comments that we actually got from one of our viewers is Fun Education Network. He said, first thing that went wrong was that she was too aggressive in her approach and attire. It shows that she was desperate. Second, was there ever a dating period in this relationship? Third, she believed that lie. Fourth, she let him control her by dropping the fact he cheated and she was weak. Fifth, she went through his phone. This is a relationship, not ownership. Never go through a phone to gain evidence because I will plant something if I ever expect anything like ownership. What do you think about that? Relationship?
I honestly, I had nothing wrong with her approach. I think that when she left, he was asleep. She came home, he was asleep in a different area of the house.
That's funny.
He was stretched out across the sofa. So first thing she said was, "Oh no, I know this motherfucker is not still sleeping." I don't think there's nothing wrong with her approach. I'm sorry, she sounded like a woman that had reached her limit. And that was just my thing. And her attire, I don't understand what her attire had anything to do with her as a person. Just went out, had a drink with her girlfriend. So unless I'm wrong, I saw nothing wrong with her attire. And the fact that she went through his phone, yeah, I'm an advocate of not going through someone's phone.
Really?
Yes, I'm really an advocate. My phone is my phone.
But what if you're on a family plan? Because if you're like on a family plan, then technically we share minutes.
No, we share minutes. We don't share an actual device. We share minutes.
What is
we
this?
Don't share
what
device.
Is this, customer care? No, we
share
a plan. We share minutes.
No.
We share a phone. So, okay. So, okay, you know what? We're not going to do this on our live feed. But you know what? If you want to hear more of this particular conversation, should you go through phones, be sure to join us February the 23rd at 8 p.m. in Virginia Highlands at Red Light Cafe. Shameless plug. Um, did I agree with her approach?
Her approach.
No.
Why?
I don't agree with her approach. And I'm not playing devil's advocate. I think that she should have calmed down. I think that she should have really thought about it, and she shouldn't have been as emotional as she was when she approached him, because she was so high off of emotion that when he made sexual advances to her, she fell for it. I think had she took her time, sat down, calmed down, really thought about it, and calculated how she was going to address the issue, she would have actually achieved something. Now, we don't know what the end of the story was. We don't know if she ended up staying after she saw the text messages or if she ended up leaving, but I don't agree with the overly aggressive approach when talking about something as serious as you're cheating on me, you're not contributing to the household. You get more bees with honey.
Her approach, when she approached him, she kicked the sofa and she said, "Get up and get the fuck out." But
what is he, a dog?
Get up and get the fuck. He's acting like one, and you know what? Males, you guys probably gonna hate me, but you know what? It is what it is. I think that we should be able to sit down and say, you know what, he was wrong.
Okay, so we're gonna finish talking about approach and how to actually get your point across in relationships at our event. Another shameless plug. At Alexis Michelle, what is the purpose of commenting here with all negativity, and exactly how do your comments relate to this clip? You openly disrespect Black women on a public forum for what reason, and then wonder why they don't want to be with you. That was actually more of a shout out. Thank you so much, Alexis Michelle, for being the YouTube parliamentarian on behalf of Deserve to Be Loved. Of course, like we mentioned before, Black women don't deserve to be loved is not saying that Black women don't deserve to be loved. It's an attention grabber so that we can start a healthy conversation about Black women and relationships and the men that love them. Another comment about Kandi and Malik's relationship, codependencies, and side chicks.
What was that comment?
The comment is, this episode was too sexual.
Wow.
That we lost making our points once the sex scene started.
I totally disagree. I completely disagree with that. As I stated last week, and I will say it again, showing someone having sex isn't sexual. I'm sorry, and whoever wrote that comment, we're not on here, to call out people, but when it's all said and done, I totally disagree with that. Showing someone having sex isn't over sexual. I'm sorry, and I don't think that had anything else losing our point. If anything, that made our point, because it kind of showed the nature of the relationship. Like, you know what? They have sex, everything's all right again. So if anything, I think our point was made.
I think that may make some people uncomfortable who do that nowadays, day to day. You kind of have these arguments, you get upset, things are not fixed, but you try to put a Band-Aid over it with sex. We're not saying that everything was okay after the fact, but the scenario that we presented was not too far-fetched. I think it's fair for us to say that. It's not too out of the norm, and that's not love. That's not a love that a woman or a man deserves. You deserve to have someone that is going to step up to the plate and have the character. That's the word of the day. Character. I'm probably going to put in the description.
Why is character?
Because with character comes the no conversations about side chicks and no conversations about, Valentine's Day is what, on Friday? Well, let her know that Friday is my day. She can have you on Saturday. These real conversations that people are having. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. At Mr. Bacardi Man 1984. Shout out to at Mr. Bacardi Man 1984. Very creative name. I know everything that I need to know about you by just your screen name. Really cool. I'm disappointed in the plot. Typical stereotype Black woman that has a lot going for herself, but complains the man she is with while this is the party man now. I understand we all have typos. Only has his good looks. There's a lot of good-looking, successful black men out there. Can I start with this one?
Go ahead.
Okay, so yes, we have seen the stereotypical black woman that is successful, overly successful, and is with a man that is giving her less than what she deserves, right? If the epidemic had been cured, why are we still seeing it in our day-to-day lives? Why are our moms and our sisters and our friends all still dating these guys that are giving them less than what they deserve? And they are accomplished women, not only just in terms of degree, but just accomplishment within themselves. It's still going on. You understand what I'm saying? And Malik, as far as being attractive, yes, he was attractive. We've received probably Malik and Evelyn received most of the fan mail as far as looks are concerned. But he gave her the need. He satisfied the need that she had, was that I need to be needed by someone. Yes, I'm accomplished. Yes, I deserve more. But I need to be needed by a man. I need to be with a man. So I'm willing to settle for less, to be with a man that's going to treat me less than. And that is one of the things that we wanted to drive home. Like, if you're watching a web series and you're in a relationship, you are Candy. It's kind of hard to live with yourself because we hope that it got underneath your skin. I talked a lot with that.
Yeah. It's not much for me to say.
I know. I'm sorry.
Then I can still say something either way. The fact that you're disappointed in the plot, like Danny stated, it is something we've seen before. But when it's all said and done, we keep seeing the same plot over and over again because no one sees their eyes through no one can see themselves through their own eyes. And as she stated, we put this plot that's stereotypical or cliched. Yeah, we showed it again on screen. We told it from a different story. Because normally when you see this plot, it has a totally different ending.
Right.
And that's just my take on it. If you're disappointed in the plot, I'm sorry. Just tell black women to change it.
Also mentioned by @Pat's Books, she said Malik is a loser, deadbeat. The only thing he has is his attractive physique, his sex appeal. But once the orgasm has faded and your heart rate slows down, he is absolutely useless out of the bed. Many black women who are lonely and desperate support these males. These men are emasculated. Their manhood is strictly between their legs, and that's all they have to offer. One thing that we don't do, everyone looks at this and they kind of look at it from Candy's perspective.
Right.
We're so groomed to having an antagonist and a protagonist that when we watch anything, it's like, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy?
Right.
Neither one of them were good and bad if you think about it.
No, I totally agree. She stated that he's a winner. He's a loser, excuse me.
The opposite.
He's a loser, And I thank you for commenting again. Once again, I appreciate the comment because it helps me think. And in my opinion, one segment, I was saying, I don't think there's nothing wrong with Candy's approach. Now I'm gonna be on Malik's side for a little bit and say, is he really a loser? I think the man has won.
Yeah.
I think he's won.
And calm down before you fly off the handle, because most of you guys are still upset with the title. He won because he's getting his bills paid. She left the house and he was taking a cat nap. No, he was sleeping.
Yeah.
He obviously got up, got something to eat, went to the couch, and now she comes home and he's taking a cat nap. But what we're not looking at is the words that she was saying to him. He said, you say you love me, but look at how you talk to me. How many of us as women, we're not just going to say black women because that's going to bring me to my next comment, we say we love the men in our lives, but we talk to them less than, and then expect to be treated less than.
Right.
Oh, that's something we're going to talk about on February the 23rd.
Shameless plug, go ahead.
Shameless plug! Virginia Highlands Red Light Cafe. Funny comment. Shout out to Mr. MBA09. Oh, you must have got your Master's in Business Administration in 2009. Congratulations for that. Is she crazy? She just let that man in her house. That was a LOL moment for the both of us.
Yeah.
We found that very funny. And we're gonna take one more. This one?
Not this
The funny one?
one. Yeah.
Shout out to Empire Films. Damn. 2 A's and 1 H. MN. He's fine. What gym can I find him at? He actually works out in Miami.
Yeah, we're here in Miami.
He's a personal trainer.
Yeah, fitness.
Carlos Davis. You can look him up, and he will train
you.
you.
He will train you, he would gladly accept it.
And he's actually really affordable too.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Carlos. One thing that I wanted to say before we move on to the next topic is that there was a comment by Nathan's girl, Mrs. Owens. Thank you so much for commenting. It's not just black women in these relationships. This mirrors my relationship exactly, even word for word when they fight. Going on 6 years of saying I'm going to leave this man, and I'm white, and so is he.
Awesome. To this day, we've only uploaded 3 episodes.
Black History Month. That did something for me.
That really did.
I think did something
that was the best comment.
We are just yeah.
I'm sorry. That she's a white girl,
white woman,
white woman, Mrs. Owens. I'm sorry for that, but I really enjoyed that comment, and and I for me it felt like we accomplished something. That one comment. It made me feel like, wow, we really did it. We touched at least one person's life with this show, with this episode, and that meant a lot to me. That you saw more out of it than the traditional quote unquote entertainment that we're used to seeing on TV. Yeah,
we're trying to be between that fine line of entertainment and actually delivering a meaningful and profound message. So. What we do encourage you to do is go back and watch the episode again from a neutral place. From not trying to look for a bad guy or a good guy, but from a place of, okay, these are two people in a relationship. Who do I know have some of these traits? Who do I know do these things? And they're like in this endless cycle of, I'm going to leave you, and then they're back together on again, off again. That's unhealthy.
Right.
That is unhealthy. And then these people are having children. They're recreating these scenarios in the world. It concerns me. I lose sleep at night.
You really lose sleep at night?
No, I sleep on a really good bed.
Okay, because I've called you several times throughout the night. And
do you have to do that?
I'm just saying.
It's a double pillow top, too.
Wow.
Shout out to Mom. Thanks, Mom. We actually have words from the actual actress who played the role of Candy. Her name is Miss Terry.
Yeah.
And she says, as being the actress Candy on this episode, I first want to say thank you to all of you who took the time to view this episode. I cannot deny the fact that I have encountered plenty of women who fit into this mold of being in codependent relationships. Sex versus security.
Whoa, before she continued to act, exactly, you can see today the divorce rate right now is at an all-time low. People are deciding, you know what, I'm just going to deal with his or her shit.
Whoa.
And I'm sorry.
The children.
Where are those here?
The children.
Oh, okay. For the children at home, I apologize.
We're sorry.
It's kind of like, I'm going to deal with his or her stuff. But you know what? It's worth it than being outside struggling on my own. And so I totally agree with what she said.
And these women, it's not like you can't afford to live on your own. Like you monetarily cannot afford, which does not make an excuse. These women can afford to live on their own. They just can't deal with sleeping alone at night.
Right. Silence is loud.
And there is no greater joy than sleeping. No, this is not every black woman's scenario, but trust me, these women exist among us. The question is, what defines your level of happiness, and what are you willing to risk to obtain it? Happiness begins within. And those are the words from Miss Terry, an amazing actress. This was her first time acting on camera, and she did a really great job. And not only did she do a good job, but she was really passionate about the project. Right. Regardless of what relationship you're in, you deserve to be loved. You deserve to love yourself enough to be happy. We're going to talk a little bit more about that on February 28th.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
February 28th.
23rd.
Yeah.
Oh! And someone's gonna fast forward, and someone's gonna show up there on the 28th and say,
23rd, Virginia Highlands, Atlanta, Georgia.
All right.
I'll be back in the A, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So we're gonna talk about episode 2, which is Donna, Black Women and Self-Image. Wow. You ready?
Black women and self-image.
So I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked you the first time.
What's the question?
Well, it was like less than 10 minutes ago.
What was the question?
Ginkgo biloba. What was your initial? No, actually, I couldn't remember the question. That's exactly. Exactly. I can't remember the question. What were your initial thoughts when I approached you with that chapter to be?
Oh man, my initial thoughts when I originally read the chapter in the book, I was like, wow, you know, this is dark. This is dark. You know, we see a woman who I guess at first thought she loved herself, but you know, apparently maybe she was just so in love with this guy. You know, they say love makes you do crazy things. Believe me, I know. I've known firsthand.
Are you in love?
Oh, I'm always in love.
Aww.
I'm a Libra. Shout out to the Libras.
Oh, God.
We love being in relationships.
No, we're not.
Libras. And yeah, so yes, I'm definitely in love, and I know that love makes you do crazy things, but to the level she went of basically transforming herself, you know, to create everything that she thought this guy wanted, thought was interesting.
Okay. So there's a natural hair movement that's going on, I believe, and no, I'm not a part of that movement. I just not really hair. But there's a natural hair movement that I know that the conversation between, you know, straight hair, curly hair, kinky hair, that there are some men that actually were leaving women because they met them perm, and then they were doing like the big chop, and then kind of like a shocker. I don't know if that's a reason to leave someone for, but you know, it was happening. Either way, the actress Anita Nicole Brown, she is everywhere on Facebook. It's not hard to find her.
We love Anita.
And we love you, Anita. Shout out to Anita Nicole Brown. She was very vocal. She came all the way from Chicago to Miami to shoot this episode because it really hit home for her because she herself is natural. And so this was something that she had to deal with. It's a lot less now, but when the afros were coming back, there was a lot of, oh my God, can I touch your hair?
It's still that way.
Yeah, I got that today. I got it today at the office. So, shout out to them. So we have a lot more statements as opposed to the hair thing. Before we talk about the hair, people who watch this after the fact, please stop actually attacking the man in this episode and his hair, because he is, I think, what do you call that? Male pattern baldness?
Oh, no.
He's suffering whatever he's suffering from. It's not about him. It's about the issue that surrounds him. So please, because like we don't even want to go in.
But yeah, you guys, it's almost like at one point I think everyone missed the message.
Yeah.
And went like straight in on him, like, excuse me?
How dare you have the gall to talk about her hair?
Yes.
Okay.
So what comments do we have?
We have a lot. This hair thing really hit home for a lot of people.
I mean, why aren't y'all watching this episode? This is the second episode, and no one is watching it. There are 15,000 views. Come on.
Stop it.
Come on.
You can't make people do that.
I don't want you guys to watch it, but out of all the episodes we shot thus far, this is my favorite one.
At Pat's Book said, Black males are a parlous and emasculated group generally. Their standard of beauty is based on what their more powerful white counterparts, white males, say is beautiful. The mental condition is inevitable unless you are strong and know what's up. What are your thoughts? Are black men, as we talk about self-image and how Donna perceived herself, are they making the standard of it? Actually, don't answer that.
Why?
We're going to answer that when?
Virginia Highlands, not to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to ask that question. As a black male, I hate being attacked, especially on that level. So I'm ready to defend all black men abroad. So just know, black men, I got your back.
All right. At Dream Poetry 1 says that society teaches us black women that we are undesirable and must do something, must have something in someone must be something in someone we are not. Trust me, I know how to read. I'm just trying to read the comments. No race has it harder on looks than black women. We are taught that we are not good enough, period.
How do you feel about that?
I agree with that.
Really?
I agree with that a lot. I agree. I get a lot of comments from acquaintances and people that I know that say, Danny, of course, when your hair is natural, it's a lot more curled and a lot tighter to your head. I'm like, well, Danny, your hair is long. Why don't you just straighten it? Because I don't want to straighten my hair. Why? Because this is my real hair. This is my real hair. Like, I want to wear my real. Now, if I want to protect it and put like a weave or something in there to keep it protected because it gets hot down here a lot, that's one thing. But you want me to straighten it just to change the overall look of my hair because you think that looks better as opposed to the natural afro of my hair. So I think that is the case. I think that black women, the most attractive black woman looks Anglo-Saxon. And that is how she's considered to be attractive. She has the slender nose. She has the recessed forehead. She has the long straight hair. The blonde epidemic is going on.
Yes, black women.
Let them make their personal choices.
I'm not. I just said that.
If they want to be blonde, let them be blonde. And that's considered attractive. And you see it in today's media all the time. It's nothing to see Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, Iman, gorgeous black women who are considered to be models wearing blonde hair and looking very Afrocentric.
Right.
It's very rare to see a black woman with really strong, prominent African features considered to be beautiful. As a darker girl, it's, me and my darker girlfriends, we all hang out together, That's how dark girls roll. It's not common to hear you're cute for a dark girl.
Wow. How does that make you feel?
So what does that mean?
How does it make you feel?
I don't know. I don't even want to. This is not the time and place. You know when is the time and place?
We're going to discuss all this that night? All of this that night?
All of this.
Wow.
If we don't get to all of it, you know what?
We'll be back doing another live stream to kind of touch spaces on what, we didn't talk about on February 23rd.
So was he the bad guy in the situation or not?
Man, was he the bad
guy? That's a bad question because we just said there's no good or bad guys.
No.
But do you think he was wrong for requesting her to? But he never requested her.
Yeah, right. He never requested her. But I think it's okay to say was he the bad guy? Because in the fact that our viewers have kind of like just turned this to a good guy, bad guy type thing.
Really?
I don't necessarily think he was bad or good. I think that depending on who you ask, him to say bad. So my answer to that, my answer to that is that he never asked her to change anything. He said what he thought was sexy. That's what he said, and I want to make that clear. He never said change your hair. He said, you know what I think is sexy.
Right.
And she wouldn't have made those changes.
Right. And how many black women are sitting at home? I can count my friends. I have one friend who has the most gorgeous texture of hair. And she only wears weave. I thought she was bald-headed when, after a while. But no, she has long, gorgeous hair, and she only wears weave. How many of us are at home that subconsciously, because society told us, you know what I think is sexy? Black women with long, straight hair. Is now buying Brazilian, Malaysian, Mongolian, Eurasian. It comes in so many different choices. You can get overwhelmed going to the hair store or having your dealer bring it to you. I don't know what the protocol is nowadays because it's changing every day. But we're doing that. And then when we go out and men are not responding to the woman with the weave, they're responding to the woman with the curly hair. We say to some level, well, I thought you wanted me to have, weave. Why am I getting my weave done and putting on all this makeup and men aren't attracted to me?
Right.
Only to get back, the consensus of men, I'm not attracted. It's not what I necessarily said I needed. It's what I thought was cute that I necessarily on you.
Right.
As a black man, are you pro natural or are you pro weave? Or are you pro natural and perm? Because I differentiate between.
I just prefer the natural look, but then again, I think each for me, I'm the kind of guy that I believe that what may look good on you may look good on the next woman, may look good on her, may look good on you. Then you have some women that can pull either look off, and it goes from hair all the way down to the simplest thing is getting a shoe or wearing a heel. So I mean that's just where I am. So I really don't have a preference. I love the natural look, especially when it's done right. I think that's very sexy thing. It's very Afrocentric and it shows pro-black, and I love that.
All right. So at Name Brand Films, hey you guys again. You guys make such great.
So
comments.
hold on. Let me ask you a question. Slow down. So how do you feel, considering that you're natural now, when you were wearing your weave? Did you feel?
I do wear weave.
Well, not all the time. Most times I've seen you being natural.
Okay.
But how do you feel now? Since you've been natural for a while, do you feel like you get a better response from men, natural or weave?
Natural.
Why?
And I think I'm the bomb.com with the weave.
Why do you think? Why do you think?
Because they know that this is what I look like when I wake up. They're like, listen, because you take the weave away, the concealer, powder, foundation, eyeshadow, all that stuff away, you can get a whole different color woman. A whole different woman. They're like, this is you. And I don't know, subliminally, men think, and some women, because it is 2014, think that I'm more authentic. Not that I'm not authentic,
right.
But they think that I'm just more like an authentic person because I'm natural. And they come and they want to touch my hair. I get my hair touched a lot, especially when it's like a fresh twist out. I get a lot of, oh my God, I haven't seen my girlfriend's hair in ages. Can I just touch yours to see what it feels like?
Guys, I
do it.
What?
I know you're gonna.
What?
You're gonna get relationship advice?
No, I was asking guys how do they feel about it. Do they prefer natural or weave?
Well, according to
I'm not.
I don't know his name.
Expert. I can't give relationship advice.
According to, I'm gonna put your screen name in the comment description or on the screen. They don't care. Oh, here it goes. At Lobo Cossack. Now, I love women with straight hair. Yeah, I wouldn't want you to change your hair for me. If you decide to change it, cool. If not, that's fine. Not all men are like that. She looks good with the curls in her hair. Men are visual, and we usually know how we want our ideal woman to look. When she mentioned losing weight, the contacts, the straight hair, he might not have asked her to do all those things for him, but he truly took notice of them. Trust. Keep up the good work, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's
talk. Guy. I like that.
Let's talk a little bit about that. He didn't ask her to change, and she felt the need to change. She lost weight. She put contacts. She stopped wearing glasses. She got a tattoo of his name. Yeah. If you really listen to the episode, she got a tattoo of his name for him. Not his name, but some tattoo.
Yeah,
for him. What do you think about that? And he still left her in the end.
He still left her. Wow.
This was the one episode we actually wanted to show the ending to.
But at the same, and you know what? And in the process of him defending himself, he said, look at you. How am I supposed to remain faithful to a woman that changes every single day? A woman that can't be faithful to herself or what she believes in.
Right. That was powerful.
That was deep.
That was powerful. Like you don't even love yourself, or you don't know that you deserve to be loved enough. That when he said, you know what I find sexy? Long straight black hair, and then you fix his face and say, so do you find me sexy or not, so I don't waste my time? Because I can be with someone who's like a natural hair freak.
Right.
They exist. They are out there, and they're at every Bonner Brothers show and every natural convention. They're crazy. They're psychotic. So either way, yeah, she could have done that.
Yeah, Yeah, ultimately, and they, talk about self-image here. What is that RuPaul says? If you don't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love someone else?
I love the fact that you're so secure in your
Oh,
masculinity that you can quote RuPaul.
hey, you know what? I don't care. I'm very secure with who I am.
Okay.
My masculinity is there.
So, shout out to D485. Never change yourself for a man. Never change yourself for anyone. Change yourself for yourself. La Faith Network. Shout out to you. If you are single and alone, stay true and know who you are, because if you don't, no one will know you and make you happy. Love yourself first. It's the only way out. And that's why you deserve to be loved. You deserve to love yourself more than anyone has the capacity to love you in the entire world, including your parents. Love yourself unconditionally.
Really, all of that. All of that.
I didn't send for you.
All of that. Interesting. I want to go back to a previous comment you read out. Go back down, please. Never change yourself for a man, as Danny A stated. Never change yourself for anyone.
I didn't even pull up the comments, so you memorized it. Right?
Yeah, I did. No,
so
it was really interesting.
Okay.
Never change yourself for a man, and while I do appreciate the comment, I would like to say, never change yourself for anyone, because I've been in relationships before in which the lady I was with, if I asked her to change something or stop doing something, she always said, "Look, you're asking me to do this, and it's hard for me to do it because you're asking me to do it. So the only way that I can stop is if I just do it for myself. And once I do it for myself, at that point, I know that definitive change is there."
That woman loved herself, didn't she? She loved herself.
Really?
She loved herself.
I
know that's right.
Huh.
Shout out to whoever you are. Anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and close out for tonight, Mr. S.B. Sparks Jr.
That was really quick. We don't have any more comments we can read off.
So you know what? They can hear the rest of the comments and the rest of the questions with.
What about for those that don't live in Atlanta?
For those that don't live in Atlanta and you're like, oh my gosh, we want to hear the rest of this conversation, because it's going to be an open forum, so anyone will be able to come up and pose their comments or questions and add to the conversation. We're going to have some pretty great guests. Stephen Lavoisier, he's in Atlanta. He's the relationship coach. Myself, I will be there. We have a few surprise guests that will be there as well. You can watch it online via our live stream. And of course, unfortunately, when we get to these after it's live, we do edit and we take away and we add some things. So be sure to be online February 23rd at what time?
Are we doing live stream? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do know that now.
February 23rd.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Come on and see Danny A.
Once again, you guys deserve to.
Are you bringing copies of the book?
Oh, the book.
I think Let's tell our viewers about this book.
We're gonna talk about that at the live stream. We're gonna talk about that at the live stream. Next live stream, we'll be talking about selfishness and the Black woman. Episode 3 of Black Women Don't Deserve to Be Loved. Again, as always, we are so appreciative of all the support and the love that you guys give us. We really, really do appreciate it. It means the world to us that people are actually watching these things. And
thank you, guys. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
And the best is yet to come. Starting in March, we will be dropping new episodes of Black Women Don't Deserve to Be Loved. And stay tuned for the documentary as well. And the book coming at the end of summer 2014.
So you heard it. The book is on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.